What if you could stay young forever? There is a place nestled along the Columbia River between the majestic Selkirk and Monashee Mountains where people do just that. Discover Revelstoke, BC, a place where people's spirits, mind, and soul remain childlike. So what is it about this place and the people who choose to live here that fosters this fountain of youth? Meet local athletes, photographers, artists, and community leaders as we learn about what drives their passions. Discover what about their craft keeps them youthful and why Revelstoke is the perfect playground. This is Revelstoke, and here the journey is not just a destination, it's an everlasting awakening.
Peter Pan syndrome is kind of how we should be embracing life, you know?
It's a mindset, I think. I truly believe that.
Peter Pan syndrome for me is that mentality of trying to keep a younger mindset even as you grow up.
Children laugh like 50 to 20 times a day, whereas adults laugh significantly less. And I think we all need to kind of embrace our means of tapping into our inner child, you know, and finding out what makes us happy. I think this Peter Pan syndrome is a thing that keeps us young, keeps us healthy, and keeps us alive, and keeps us chasing after tomorrow. Where do I live, you know? Well, I live in the mountain town, Revelstoke, and honestly, I didn't know this place existed 7 years ago. I moved out to British Columbia with the hope of finding some remote mountain goodness.
Family moved there when I was young. My dad was in the logging industry. So we moved around a little bit for work and ended up doing my high school in Revelstoke and fell in love with it. After I graduated, my parents moved away and I was like, yeah, I'm staying.
16 years ago, and I stopped here for lunch. I was moving to Victoria, and I stopped and I had a Mount Bagby Attila the Honey beer at the last drop on their patio, and I just looking out and I was like, where am I going? And I ended up renting a house out of the paper. I just got this feeling like this is where I belong, this is where I should be.
When I was kind of talking about coming to Canada years later, it was pretty much like, oh, Revelstoke's super awesome, you know, just go straight there. I know your riding style and what you like to do. I think you'll just really love this place. And he's someone I trust with those kind of things. yeah, we kind of just, came to Canada, did the classic, bought a van in Vancouver and drove out to Revi in like May, and it was a ghost town. We were like, oh my God, what have we got ourselves into? There's like nothing here. It's like pouring rain and no one on the streets.
The key thing that I find that really keeps me in Revelstoke and why I love it so much is the community vibe and the people. It's a special thing. It's warm, it's welcoming.
And that's one of the best things about being in Revelstoke is that community and the energy that the people bring, and it's got a magical energy here.
I think the thing that makes Revelstoke so special for me, and probably a lot of people as well, is we have all this amazing terrain in our backyard that we have access to. We can go sledding a lot of places, we can go quad biking a lot of places, and because we are on the edge of national parks, we have all the beauty, so we kind of have the best balance of both worlds. That's the one thing that I think makes it really special, is we can really use this land to its full potential. Trying to stay young forever, you know? I mean, you have to grow up sometime, but I mean, what's growing up? Does that mean stopping doing the fun things that you've done since you're a kid? Or does it mean like saying no more? I don't think that's necessarily the case, you know? I think growing up means you've got less time in this world, so you should make the most of it whilst you can, you know? Growing with wisdom, learning more experiences, growing with relationships, and evolving as a person and becoming the person that you want to be.
You just live life day for day. As age comes with it. I find it more just a personal passion, just to keep moving, keep getting out there. I don't really look at it as being stuck in any way. I just love seeing new things and seeing the world. I don't know exactly why, but I've always got this sort of sense of adventure burning in me, and just fun to go out and wander anywhere, just go.
Growing old is a frame of mind. Being young is in our hearts and in our minds, and it's a way you look at life.
Yeah, I think growing up is kind of your decision making based on what's happened in your life, and how that affects your decisions going forward. Whereas like growing old, my instant reaction to think about growing old is more of like a physical growing rather than a mental growing. And yeah, my body aging, which like weirdly is like, I think one of my biggest fears. I think because I love being active and doing stuff, like one of my biggest fears is like getting to a point where I can't do that stuff anymore. Yeah, I grew up, like I did a lot of art at school, like everything from kind of drawing, painting. I really liked kind of like sculpture and stuff like that. And I had a really great art teacher who was super into photography and started teaching me a few things and kind of dabbling in photography there. And then I think also from, you know, just filming skateboarding a bunch with my buddies, there was always that kind of like that other creative element on top of just the skateboarding. So it kind of just seemed natural to kind of like start picking up a camera and documenting the skateboarding and snowboarding as much as I could. Yeah, and then I kind of like didn't know what to do after school. I knew I like enjoyed skateboarding and snowboarding, and I enjoyed creating stuff around that and kind of in my last couple of years of high school, I found a course that was like an action photography course. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that kind of sounds like it could kind of like, you know, combine the two. Yeah, so I didn't know what else to do like at university. So I was like, oh, I'll just go do this course.
I got into photography partly the way that the world was going, you know, with the digital revolution and the boom of social media. You could kind of see like an avenue for jobs and opportunities within the photography field. Before the days of digital, the idea of working in photography seemed a little bit harder to get into, constantly working in the darkroom and all that jazz. And as digital photography came in, it seemed more accessible to get involved in. I think photography is like an inspiring medium, no matter who you are, you know, like you see pictures and they're fabricated well, and it immediately creates like a wow factor. Since moving out to BC and getting the skis on, like ski sports and action photography and video became like the forefront of kind of what I wanted to do.
He showed me records, and we had turntables, and next thing you knew, I had a set of turntables and was buying records and saving up all my pop money and anything I could get my hands on to buy music, and just kind of fell into it.
Sometimes I worry that like with my photography, as I'm getting older, it's going to get like harder to keep up with the industry and like photographing new people into the sport. And like there's ways to transition the type of photography that you do in the mountains and with snowboarding. And you know, I meet plenty of people, you know, in their 50s and 60s that are still out ski touring in the mountains. And I think if you look after yourself and you stay fit and you keep at it, there's no reason to not be out here doing it.
When you live in the mountains and love the sense of adventure, you gotta pick and choose your battles. And I think sometimes when the weather is right, you gotta take advantage of that situation and make the best of it.
The simple fact is I'm just investing more time in other areas of my life, you know, and everyone's different, you know, and you can't micromanage everything in your life, so you just have to focus on the things that really make you happy. Is me working an extra 20 hours a week for a little bit more money, is that really going to make me happier as a person? Is it really going to add value to my life? Whatever you want, just try and go and get it, you know, because the last thing that I want to find myself in a position in is saying, oh, I wish I could have done that. It's wasted breath even saying that if you're not at least attempting in some shape or form to chase the things that you want to do, you know. I think if you find something that you really like, grab onto it and run with it. You have to make the most of the journey whilst you're on it, because opportunities will come and go, and if you're not seizing every opportunity that you can, something's going to slip through your fingers and someone else is going to take that dream and run away with it.
Shooting star in the sky, comes to